What is up, YouTube? That's here, and today I'm super excited to bring you guys what I believe is the very best VGC 2021 Series 8 team I've made so far. It's a Xerneas Coalossal team that features an amazing amount of support Pokemon. We're featuring a Redirection Indeedee, a Choice Scarf Inner Focus Sneasel that can enable our Gallade or our Coalossal, or provide fake out support, or just like one-shot Dynamax Landos and like other flying types with triple Axel. We also have access to an Imprison Trick Room Alakazam to go for a little bit of a Psy Spam core. And last but not least, we're rocking the big Gallade, the best Pokemon in the world. I know Gallade's a fan favorite. This set is super cool. It features both Quick Guard and Wide Guard. I think those are two moves that are super important for this meta that you guys are going to have to wise up to if you want to get really, really good at VGC. I know I've been doing a ton of rental codes lately, so hopefully you guys are liking these rental codes, guys. I'm going to direct you guys to the question of the day, and that is letting me know what you think the absolute best legendary is for the VGC 2021 Series 8 format. And I also have an additional surprise. If you guys want to wait until the end of this video, what we're going to do at the end is we're going to review all of the EVs, and I'm going to talk about all of my EV spreads in depth and talk about why they have the stats that they have, the Pokemon that they're meant to outspeed, the damage that they're meant to deal. So if you guys are interested in learning a little bit more about going in depth to those EV spreads, stick around to the end of the video and let me know in the comments if you guys want to hear more EV spread breakdown. So let's get right into the battles, see if we can get some wins with this team. Here we go. Alright, so our very first game gonna be going up against Reshiram and Regigigas. A little bit of R&R action over there. Thank you so much for bringing a Lele so I can do whatever I want with that. Let me actually think, what do I want to do? Now, if you don't really want to go like Coalossal or like the Gallade against like a Regigigas team, but I do think Xerneas is still super good. So I wouldn't really see a problem with going like Xerneas Indeedee, just going for some redirection, baiting some attacks out here, and then bringing out like Gallade to be able to really... Actually, do I want to bring the Gallade at that point? Or do I really want to bring out like the Sneasel? It's hard to say exactly. I think I'm just going to bring the Alakazam in the back. And then we need one more Mon in the actual back to clean it up. I wonder if Gallade is the sauce here. Gallade has good matchup versus Regigigas potentially, and good matchup against Weezing. Good matchup against Incineroar. It's looking like it's going to be Gallade. It also has Wide Guard in case we do need to redirect. When I redirect, but like stop an Electro Web or something. So I'm actually really excited to test this. I would say actually this is probably not an amazing matchup because like we probably don't one-shot Regigigas. We're not able to use our Fairy Aura because the neutralizing gas Weezing. So, and also it could be like a corrosive gas Weezing, like the item corrosive, sorry, the attack, the move tutor move, and the Isle Armor, the corrosive gas can melt items and stuff like that. So maybe a really good way for those Weezings, if they're like Choice Scarfed, to like melt our Xerneas item. They're not even leading with it. I wonder if it's going to be a Psychic Seeds Reshiram. That's actually one of my absolute favorite sets. But they did set the terrain, or at the very least the terrain's up. We're both trying to set it. Let's see. Looks like a very fast Lele. Alright, alright. Let's see if it's Psychic Seeds. That'd be hard to beat with this squad. I mean, we'd have to really rely on Gallade. We're going to really have to rely on Gallade. I think that's okay. I don't think Reshiram can necessarily like melt a Xerneas, so I'm probably fine. And if it is that sort of like really bulky Reshiram, like... I really don't even think you can actually do that much damage after we get the Geomancy off. I wonder if that's going to be a Lele that has Magic Room to be able, if it still actually has Magic Room, to be able to actually like get rid of my item. Because that was a way you used to play Lele like back in the day. I think I'm just going to go for the Follow Me. If we end up losing our Indeedee, I think that's okay. The Lele might have Psyshock, which we'd have to watch out for, because remember, we're going to boost our special defense stat through the roof. So like a Psyshock boosted by terrain, we'll be able to hit our defense stat, which would still be able to do a lot. There's the Magic Room. Yeah, I talked about it. Like I said, this is a not great matchup for me. It's going to make it so our items lose our effects, so I'm going to have to like 2-cast this Geomancy. But the good thing is they're not really able to do a ton to my Xerneas while I'm doing it, because we got the value of the Seeds Indeedee. Now let's actually think about what I want to do here. I don't really think, like, let me think about this. Like, should I just go for, like, a Heal Pulse into the Xern? Like, I can just raw Heal Pulse the Xern, because if they double into the Xern, it won't KO. And if they hit the Indeedee, well, it's like I was using Follow Me anyways. So if they split the damage, too, like, we'll be able to keep the Indeedee and top off the Xern. So let's actually see how this is going to go. I think the Lele is actually going to hit the Xern, and we'll see if the Reshiram actually goes for a second Blue Flare. And if I get the Geo off, I'm completely fine. He's also going to expect to follow me, so, like, maybe Maybe I should have been protecting. Maybe he actually is just hitting the Indeedee. But we'll see. Looks like he's going to max as he does not want to miss the blue flare. I don't think that he actually does enough to Xern to make this like not value. And because we are using the heal pulse this turn, you know, we'll be completely fine. We're going to retop ourselves off, and then next turn we can go for follow me so we can Dynamax ourselves, start taking out that Lele, who we have to assume was like a Scarf set with the Magic Room, which is like the super cool way to play Lele. We'll see. See what they're going to do. Goes for the Moonblast, targeting the Indeedee. Cool. So it's like I would use follow me anyways. Remember, he actually got the crit there. He actually needed that crit to KO. He 100% needed the crit, just because, you know, it's not boosted by terrain or anything. It's just stabbed. Goes for a max strike to get a speed drop. I wonder what that's boosted off of. It's not going to do enough, though, because our Xerneas is absolutely busted. We hard casted our Geomancy, didn't even get our power up. And this, let's actually think about this. What do we want to do here? I wonder how much damage Gallade actually does to Reshiram. Like, I'm kind of just thinking about it. Like, does Gallade really do enough to beat value here? Or should I just bring out the Zam? I think we're just going to bring the Zam out. I think Expanding Force and maxing the Xern is just enough here. I don't really care about that Lele enough. I mean, Lele will go down to Dazzling Gleam, so let's just go for it. Oh, we have to max, though. Yeah, I have to max. Doesn't really matter which one we use. Dazzling Gleam would be boosted by the Fairy Aura. That's sick. If he was using, like, Dazzling Gleam earlier, I could have imprisoned the Dazzling Gleam too. But let's just see how much damage we can actually get done here. Let's see how much damage we can actually get done. We are going to actually take away the terrain here, which is kind of lame, because our Starfall is going to reset the terrain on us. That's kind of lame, but I think we're still going to be okay. And Alakazam's item is turned off. If he wants to attack the Alakazam, that will suck. But I feel like this is the best time to actually get this out. And I want to see how much damage we actually do against this +1 special defense, probably like heavy special defense invested Reshiram. So let's actually see how much damage we're dealing here. So let's see. Survey says Starfall's up. I could have killed the Lele for sure. I just didn't really want to. I think leaving that Lele up and making it so we can't bring out something that's more supportive is probably for the best. It's a lot of damage, actually. It's a good amount of damage. And let's see. Expanding Force will not get the KO because there's no terrain up. It wouldn't have got the KO anyways. There's the Psychic into the Xern. He doesn't have his terrain boost anymore. And look at those specialty boosts. Oh my gosh. This guy's gotten so lucky. He crit us with the Lele, right? He got the Special D drop off the Psychic. We are going to lose the Zam because, you know, there's no item right now. This is actually totally fine, though, because we're just going to be able to bring out our Gallade here. I wonder if the Gallade actually can take out Reshiram. I'm curious. Because our Gallade actually can't protect itself either. So, like, our Gallade's in a real sad spot right now. You know, actually, like, the Magic Room is about to end. Magic Room has 2 turns left, and I have 2 turns left on my max. I might be able to go for a second Geomancy. That'd be the coolest thing ever. I'm actually going to take the Lele out here, because I think the Reshiram's going to max guard. And then, like, I guess I'll just go for a Zen Headbutt into the, actually, let me think about this. What could he have in the back? Is he going to switch out that Lele for something? He probably has a Lecky and Incin in the back. I mean, I'm going to go for a Zen Headbutt into the Reshiram. Right? No, we'll see what we can get done. Maybe I'll get a crit or something. That'd be dope. He's not switching. Cool, so I'll be able to take the Lele out. If he goes after the Xern, he can get the win. Probably. But we'll see. We will see. I have a stat drop too, so like it's kind of hard to say. He's gotten super lucky this game. Right into the Xern. Yo, we are thick right now. All we have to do is max guard and we can start de-gleaming. That's really good. Let's see what the last mon is. If it's like a Lecky, I almost want to say we're going to almost be okay. Let's think about this, because all I have to do is max guard. Right now, items are turned off too. It's Lecky. Okay. He's out of max turns. Let me think about this, because like, right now, we don't outspeed that Lecky. But I'm trying to think, like, the right play. We only get 1 turn at this, you know? Because, like, if we were to protect there... No, I think the right play has to be, like, max guard. And then we just want to go for... I guess you might as well still go for, like, the attack into the Reshiram. If he ends up hitting our Gallade with, like, doubling within these and reading our max guard, that sucks. But we'll see. He's protecting the Lecky. Oh, it's so good for me. Hopefully he's not hitting my Gallade, though. Please don't hit my Gallade. Please don't hit my Gallade. Don't hit my little boy. Not my Gallade. Okay, double protect. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Now, I wonder if that means he's Sash Lucky. Because Sash Lucky would be kind of lame. I think he might have also been scouting for Wide Guard. Magic Room wore off, which means he's going to get his Sash back. I could also technically go for a Geomancy here if I wanted to. I could totally read this and go for a Mancy here. Because I hadn't used the Power Herb. I'll just go for the D-Gleam. If it does get the KO, that's cool. The Lecky should be outspeeding us right now, but we should be able to block an Electro Web here. And more often than not, like, Leckys don't usually have a ton of other attacks. So we'll see. He also might have been trying to scout for, like, an Ally Switch or something on our Gallade. But let's see. If he goes for an Electro Web, we're going to block it. We will block up that Electro Web right in the mouth. Wide Guard's up right now. Best move in the game. Let's see what you're working with, Lecky. Electro Web, blocking it. It's almost like I play the game. Where you looking, bro? Bro, where you looking? D-Wing will KO the Reshiram. It'll clock Sash or KO Lecky. There's the Sash. I knew he had Sash. I knew he had it because the way he was playing it. And the thing is, like, it really depends what his last mon is. But I'm thinking I'm in a decent spot here. Right? Because all Gallade has to do is just hit him. And let's see what the last mon is. Is it in Sin? It is in Sin. Awesome. So we can KO that thing. With either of these mons, he's actually going to give us our Gallade speed boost right now. I wonder if +1 Gallade can actually outspeed a Lecky. The value Adrenaline Orb. So let's see. I think I really want to just go for like a Protect play. Or, wait, what if I just like PogChamped it up and went for like a Quick Guard? Because like he's going to fake out the Xern slot, right? And hit the Gallade. So it's like, what if we just went for like a value D-Gleam and a Quick Guard to block the fake out? Because he's gonna be fake out in the Gallade. He could fake out the Gallade to stop the Wide Guard. He won't expect the Quick Guard. Wait, no, Wide Guard will go before Quick Guard. I want to try the Quick Guard. I'm gonna try it. I think he's gonna fake out the Xerneas. Let's see if it works. I just think this is funny, so like we'll see if it works. Yo, let's go, big Quick Guard. Show me that fake out, bro. No Electro Web. Fake out, blocking it. Yo! I wish my Xern still outsped. Thunder Cage, is he hitting the Xern? Are you hitting Xern? Are you hitting the Xern? He's in Gallade, we win! Oh, the value of Quick Guard, yo! Yo! We take those. Support Gallade! Coming back! Can you believe we won that game? I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I wish I could have shown a better version of this game. But, like, that's the hardest matchup ever. I've never seen a player more ready to fight Xerneas still lose to Xerneas. Like, oh my gosh, he had Psychic Seeds, Full Bulk Reshiram, Magic Room Lele, Sash Lecky. And I'm like, I've never even heard of it, bro. Wide Guard, Quick Guard. I've been telling you guys since day one of this format that like those are the moves that you need to have on your teams to give you those solid wins. And guys, leave a comment like saying how poggers that was. All right, it looks like our next game actually isn't up against a Series 8 team, but there are a lot of really good options over there. I think it looks like a pseudo hard Trick Room team. So I just want to show you guys how this team actually deals with those, you know, bigger, bulkier, crazy Trick Room teams. We're gonna go Alakazam, Xerneas. I think we're gonna bring Indeedee. I'm thinking about bringing Indeedee Cole, but like, well, let's see, because like we don't actually need to max our Xern, I don't think. We just max the Cole at some point. Let's think about this. Let's go Indeedee. I mean, Gallade was pretty pog last time. I mean, Gallade's still so good. I love Gallade, man. I guess we can bring the Cole. No. Let's actually think about this. What about Sneasel? Has ice attacks if we need it. I wish I kind of put Foul Play on this set, but no, let's just go with the Cole. I'm not feeling the Cole as much as I want to. I'm gonna bring Gallade because he's awesome. We gotta keep bringing Gallade, man. Best Pokemon in the world. And let's see if we can actually just like show you guys what this team's supposed to do against those you know, harder Trick Room teams. We have some pretty good defensive options. A lot of you guys look at this team like the way to beat Coalossals is to set Trick Room, the way to beat Xerneas is set Trick Room. It's like, it's not always that easy. So let's see if they lead Metagross or not. I don't think they are. I don't think they're actually going Metagross. I think they're going with like the Trick Room option right here. And I think it's so hard to use Snorlax right now, especially because there's both those Calyrex riders that have the As-1 ability, which turn off berries. It's pretty greedy to go like a Snorlax team right now. But right now, we're just going to pop the Geomancy. Our Power Herb is going to let that go off immediately. And we're just going to imprison the Trick Room. And we're going to be in a good spot. And then the Dazzling Gleam that we have to use next turn is actually going to be boosted by the by the Fairy Aura of Xern, and so the Dazzling is probably gonna get like a double KO. We might actually have to Moonblast that Lax, but it's okay. Popping the big Imprison. I think this means that, like, yeah, Seals, like, my Xerneas can still use Dazzling Gleam. That'd be funny if I imprison my own Xerneas, right? But let's see what he's going for. He didn't max anything. He's probably just belly drumming with the Lax. I'm thinking of maybe even switching out Alexam next turn, because, like, he still won't be able to use Trick Room next turn. For my Indeedee. Now, let's see what he goes for. Belly drum, there it is. Like, I wonder how much damage we'd be able to even do with this Zam. Can't use the Trick Room. I kind of want to just protect my Xern without having to waste a max turn. And then, like, I'll go for... Oh, wait, he did his Lax wrong. He did his Lax wrong, guys. Yo, we take those. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do your Lax incorrectly, we gonna be good. So Xerneas goes first. Now, let's see if there's enough damage. This is a full special attack Xern that got boosted by the Geomancy. I think we can break the Lax here. If we can't and we end up losing our Xern, I don't think it's the end of the world because we have really good mons in the back. We have Wide Guard users, the Trick Room's still imprisoned, and we still have our Indeedee. But this is a Fairy Aura boosted +2 modest Starfall from a freaking Xerneas into that Lax. And you could totally max your Lax too, Chief. And Laxes are pretty bulky, but I think you still might be going down. And if we, like I said, if we do break this, this is going to be absolutely amazing. Because, like, what's that hat supposed to do? It can't D-Gleam because it's imprisoned. It can't Expanding Force because it's imprisoned. Like, what is the hat using? Mystical Fire? Like, Alakazam has that guy completely sealed right now. He's going to struggle now. Let's go. He has imprisoned too. Just kidding. Alright, so, can we KO? And we can. We do. That's a lot of damage. The Fairy Aura, that 1 point, I think it's 1.3. It might be 1.2 now. Maybe you guys can correct me in the comments on what the actual boost Fairy Aura gives. But it's pretty significant. And it's just raw Rage Quit. I mean, it's just that easy. I mean, obviously, like I said, this guy doesn't have a Series 8 like team. But against any team that's trying to Trick Room, it's just that easy. If they want to like lead Indeedee hat, lead anything like that, I want to see if they struggle. All you gotta do is imprison. And we're using an Inner Focus Alakazam, so even if they have like Fake Out, we're fine. Ooh, Shadow Ball. That's nice tech. Unfortunately for him, we're still Sash too. So it's like, even if he was able to proc it, we wouldn't have got KO'd. And we take the easy win. Maybe he doesn't know that Regigigas doesn't count as a restricted. I think he's kind of busted that it doesn't count, because like Regigigas is like super good now that it just has Protect. But there's also like no Weezing over there. Maybe that's like a Simple Beam Latios or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. I think I'm actually gonna try. Let's actually think, what do we want to do here? There's so many different things we can do. I think I'm just gonna go Xerneas Indeedee because we turn off the Incense Fake Out ability. Thanks to our Psychic turning, and we also have access to just go for the big Geomancy. We have access to the Heal Pulse. We do have to watch out for the Metagross. So Metagross is probably the biggest jerk here. But like, I think if we bring Coalossal, we can Dynamax that and just have a great matchup versus the Metagross. And then who do we actually want here? I think maybe even just bring in the Sneasel here. Because like Sneasel could enable our Coalossal late game if they ever do take out the Xern. Or we can just bring the Gallade to make it so we can like, I think bringing the Gallade's good. Because like, Gallade's busted. We already deduced that Gallade is absolutely amazing. It's good versus Regigigas. It gets the Wide Guard to stop the Lucky, Wide Guard to stop the Fire Wrath from the Moltres. Maybe he's going to use Earthquake with the Metagross. We can stop that too. So let's see what we can get done here. I think Alakazam could also be kind of good here. Metagrosses give this team a little bit of issues. You may be thinking like, don't bring Xerneas, they have Metagross. But it's like, believe it or not, if they're not maxing that thing, we probably one-shot it with a max Starfall. I would not be surprised if we one-shotted like a full like Sweeper Metagross set with a max Starfall. And it's not like they do anything to us either, so we're totally fine. Because we're a pretty bulky Xerneas. So like I said, it looks to be some sort of like Simple Beam Latios team. And so we're just going to totally try to redirect that. Go for a massive Geomancy. Now, I do know that Regigigas gets Wide Guard, so I do have to watch out for that. But I don't really think it's that big of an issue here. Going for the massive Geomancy. Like I said, going for a Follow Me. Why can't we seem to pull it together? Yeah, actually, I had to wait through this whole maintenance. There was a maintenance that went on when I was recording this, and I'm really surprised that, like, you know, I waited out that whole maintenance. Like I said, I'm doing my absolute best to make the content for you guys all hours of the night. There's the Simple Beam. I'm not letting you Simple Beam your Regigigas that easy. I'm not letting you do it. I will be simple. Dude, imagine if you went for simple on my Xern. Because I would have got, like, the biggest boost ever. Oh, that'd be so cool. Let's see what the Regigigas is doing. I want to see if it's using, like, Earthquake or something. Because I wonder why he actually did that. I don't think Regigigas gets, like, Swords Dance or anything. I don't think it's, like, any move that, like, lets it raise its stats significantly. Let's see. Iron Head, go for it. Yeah, that's not doing anything. You're worth it, because you still have Slow Start. You don't have Simple yet. So, let's see. I actually think it's probably a good idea to just go for the massive D-Gleam here. I really don't even need a Dynamax or anything. I could go for the Heal Pulse here. Sorry, the Expanding Force. I think I'm going to go for the Expanding Force here. Expanding Force. We're going to target the Gigas. I don't think I need to follow me. I actually think that there might be a Sash on that Latios. And so I want to be able to finish it off. And I really don't care if he goes for, like, another simple strat. Let's see, though. Let's see what he's working with. I want to know how much damage we actually do. We do have to watch out for the Wide Guard, but I don't think it's the end of the world here if he does go for the Wide Guard. Because if you like Wide Guards and Symbols into his Gigas, yeah, that would suck, but he's probably just maxing the Gigas. And so I want to see how much damage we can actually get done here. The fact that he's using Iron Head too, it doesn't really matter to me. Let's see though. He's probably going to go max the Gigas, and I wonder if he's going to try the Simple Strat again. What if I just used Follow Me again? I will see. Unless that's Sash Latias, he's going down for D-Gleam as well. So that's kind of where I'm looking at here. We'll see. Are you Scarf Latias? Ally Switch. Ha! You think I care about Ally Switch? I'm Xerneas, right? I got the AoE. Are you Sash though? Oh, and he's using the good set. But you know what? I'm good as well because I used the Expanding Force so I wouldn't have to deal with that. I don't even have to deal with it. So let's go. Expanding Force. Bam. Big damage still. So I'm actually going to put Regigigas probably within KO range. Let's see what he's actually doing. He might just go for like a Max Strike. Who are you hitting? Are you hitting my Xern? What amount? It's not going to do anything. That's a pretty significant amount actually. We do outspeed though with Indeedee, so we can actually just go for a Heal Pulse here. Max the Xern, kill the Regigigas, and we'll be in a great spot. Because Xern is busted. Remember the question today, guys. What do you guys think the best legendary is now? Format's been announced for about a week. What do you guys think the best one is? You know, I made a video talking about Kyogre, made a video talking about Groudon, made a video talking about a bunch of them, but I'm thinking that like, I'm really thinking that like Xerneas is quite good. People still sleep on this mon. Like Xerneas was the Uber that beat both Ubers. Yeah, we're gonna go for the Starfall here. I actually could get away with just Moonblasting. I totally could. I'm gonna do this just in case like that last D-Gleam there was like super high roll, because I think this is enough to do it. I'm gonna go for a Heal Pulse. Oh, just DC'd? I'll take the wins. I ain't got no problem with these people taking their long. I bet he realized that there's a Psychic terrain on the board. And these people with their Rage Quits all day, you think I care? I don't. I'll take your Rage Quits all the way to the bank. It just shows that I'm that much better than you. Alright, Solgaleo with Tornadus. That's going to be kind of hard to beat. I wonder what I should be doing here. I think I actually want to go Coalossal. Let me think about this, though. If I were to go Coalossal and Indeedee, what would that get me? Because I'm looking at a really weird lead with Coalossal and Indeedee, in that like I can let him get his speed control, and then I destroy Kartana. Pretty good matchup with Hydreigon. Good matchup versus Solgaleo. Good matchup versus the Torn. We'll see about the Ludicolo, and then the Zapdos good matchup. And if I just leave with like Indeedee, I actually want to say like I don't really care what you do. So I think that's actually a pretty decent lead. You bring Xern in the back to clean up, and then like I think we just bring Alakazam to, you know, Dazzling would do massive damage to the Hydreigon, and we outspeed Cart and Zap. It's not like there's a ton of AoE that forces the Gallade, so I think it brings Alakazam in the back for Revenge KOs. Yeah, I think it's probably the best that I got here. Solgaleo was another terrible matchup for Xerneas, but Coalossal's pretty good. And they're definitely going to be expecting that, like, Sneasel, I think. I definitely think they're expecting the Sneasel. And so the way it would work is if, like, they led Tornadus and Solgaleo and I led Sneasel, you know, I'd go for my Surf Tech. And the fact that they Tailwind, they'd be able to... I'm pretty sure Solgaleo at +2 outspeeds the... what is it? Exactly what I said. I'm pretty sure if he gets his Tailwind up, he would outspeed the Steam Siege. He would definitely outspeed our Coalossal, because we're actually using a really bulky Coalossal. So let's actually see if, you know, my play is right. I want to see what he's doing with the Torn. But I think I'm actually just going to open it up and just go for a really big turn into the Solgaleo. I'm thinking about it. I wonder if I can even KO if I don't get a Policy proc. That's what I'm kind of looking at here. He's probably also going to be like max quaking. Would you actually max quake my Cole, or would you max quake my Indeedee? If he even has max quake, right? I'm actually going to try to protect my Indeedee for a turn. And then I'll go for a Volcalith into the Torn to pick up the KO there. And if he hits my Coalossal, like, dang, he's good. I think he's hitting the Indeedee. I really think he's hitting the Indeedee, because I think he knows that he has to get the thing off the board, and I think he knows that, like, a Max Quake wouldn't KO it. I think he knows that a Max Quake would not KO the Indeedee, so I think he's just actually going to take this time to go for the really, really big damage into the Indeedee slot. So, like, oh, he's not maxing. That's fine with me. Like, I don't care which one. Are you going to Earthquake me then? Earthquake's pretty good. Rain Dance. He's expecting me to go for a fire attack, which I'm not. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, let's see, though. The fact that we're getting up our dot is really good. Oh, he's going for the Earthquake, so he's actually going to proc my policy. Not bad. Earthquake's smart. Good play. Let's see if he does over half. He does do over half. That's actually really, really lame. It is possible, though, that my Indeedee's Heal Pulse can actually, like, give us a lot more health, though. So it's possible that we outspeed the Solo. We do see the Life Orb. That's pretty good for me. We're going to be able to take out the Torn before we can actually set Tailwind, so that's really good as well. And I know that there's Rain on the board, but I still think like a Max Flare would do a ton to that Solgaleo. But it really just depends on like if my Indeedee can outspeed, which I don't think it does. I really don't think that it does. Let's see if he actually sends a Zapdos here. If he sends a Zapdos here, he's just going to use EQ again. Oh, Hydreigon. Same difference. Yeah, that's pretty lame though. Let's see. So he's going to use Earthquake and Dark Pulse. So, like, I'm going to switch in the Xern, as weird as that sounds, to block the Dark Pulse. And then I think I'm going to just have my Coalossal here. And then I should be able to outspeed a couple of those guys. Xern should be able to outspeed that Solgaleo set, I think. Because I think it's probably pretty bulky. I can't imagine you go full sweep or Solgaleo right now. Let's see how well we eat it. He's going to be maxing. Really? I guess you could do that? I'm surprised he didn't just go for another EQ. That's really surprising. I mean, if he KOs here, though, like... If he KOs the Xern with, like, a Steel Spike, this is going to be weird. Are you quaking my Cole? Earth Power. Okay, he was relying on Earth Power to do it. But like, if I just used Redirection, I would have gotten double the value off this and a free hit. He is still spiking the Xern slot that was an Indeedee. That's never lucky. I think it's fine though. We just have to send out our Indeedee again. And then he takes a lot of chip damage here. I wonder if I should send out the Alakazam actually. Because Alakazam will be able to revenge KO the Hydreigon unless it's Scarfed. Which it totally could be Scarfed. Well, let's see. If I go to the Indeedee slot... Yeah, let's try the Indeedee, actually. Let's just try it. Because, like, follow me. He won't be able to break it. And if he is Scarfed, he's using Earth Power. We're totally fine. And then Alakazam will be... It'll have to clean up the rest of the game. Using, like, Expanding Force and that Solgaleo. So let's go for a follow me. We're going to lose the Indeedee this turn, I'm sure. I don't want my special defense boost anymore. Never lucky. And let's go for the Max Flare into the Solgaleo slot. Hopefully we can do about half with this thing. Yeah, we'll see. It's withdrawing Hydreigon. Okay, Ludicolo switching in. And we're getting rid of the range. That's super nice. He's probably going to go for... Does he have Max Quake? Yeah, we'll see. Steel Spike would definitely kill our Indeedee, but let's see if he actually goes for like a Quake. Steel Spike, cool. So like, at least he doesn't get a Spidef boost here. And the fact that we have Alakazam in the back, it's actually pretty nice. So he's going to take Life Orb damage, Volcalith Tick, and we're setting the Sun. That's really significant, I would say. Let's see what you got. Take some chip damage. Max Flore's not going to do a ton, I don't think. I don't think that it does. That puts it within range, though, for the, puts it within range for the Volcalith Tick. And then we have Zam. I think we're going to get it. I think we are. Let's go! Solgaleo ticking out. Ludicolo ticking out. Yeah, we're coming back. We are coming back right now. Soglo is hard to beat, man. He got a free KO on our Xern, too. Looks like Coalossal is the best Uber. Let's see if there's lefties on this thing. Survey says... Nope. Yeah, Zam just comes back out. Can't fake out because we got terrain up. Just go for a Indeedee-F. Even if he is Earth Power, which I think he might be, I think I'm actually just going to protect my Zam. Not protect Zam. I think I'm just going to go for Indeedee-F and protect my Coal. And then we just win. I think that's the play. Bet he's not expecting this at all. I want to see if that's Scarf Hydreigon. Show me Scarf Earth Power before my Zam attacks. Show it to me. Protect, there it is. Show me the Scarf Earth Power. Show it to me. Fake out. There's a Psychic Terrain and I got Inner Focus. Oh, and he's Dark Pulse. If he flinches my Zam, this is super bad because we are Sash, but like we'll see. You flinch me? Survey says are you flinching me or not. You do not. But it was Scarfed. And we pick up that KO there. That's value. The big rocks energy, man. I cannot believe we came back and won this game. I cannot believe it. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. It just shows this team's like super busted. So Expand Force will get that KO. Heat Wave's here to follow it up. He had everything ready. The Uber that checked my Uber. And we still won. So we'd be taking those all the way to the bank. Absolutely love to see it. So hopefully you guys liked those battles. I know we fought against a couple teams that weren't like super serious Series 8 teams, but I do want to say that 90% of the games you're going to play with this team, you're going to stomp opponents like the 2 Rage Quit we got, and a couple wins that we got that were kind of hard to get against bad matchups like Solgaleo and that that first team we fought. Like those are really hard matchups, and we were still able to win because this team just has so many options. So what we're gonna be doing now, I want to give you guys another chance to look at this rental code. Guys, be sure to download the rental code. My rental codes are only good for about a week after you see them. So if you guys ever want to use this team and use it as long as you want, be sure to get your rental codes right now. And what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be taking a look at all of the EV spreads, movesets, items, and talking about how I like to build my teams, and just showing that it's a lot more than just putting 252 in every single stat. There's a lot of really important calcs that you need to be doing whenever you play Pokemon, and hopefully this will be able to show it off. So this is the team. I have the Pace Bin for it. It's on Showdown. There's a link to the Pace Bin in the description of this video. Be sure to check that out if you want to know everything about this team. So here is the Xerneas set that we're running. You can see our moveset is Protect, Geomancy, Dazzling Gleam, Moonblast, and again, the Xerneas with the Power Herb, it makes it so you can use Geomancy in one turn. That's what makes it super good. Geomancy, for those of you guys that don't remember, charges for one turn, which you can avoid by using the Power Herb, and then gives you a +2 to your special attack, special defense, and speed. It's absolutely busted. It's like the most busted thing in the whole game. And so a lot of people would assume that you probably want to go like, full speed, full special attack on your Xerneas. And, I actually really like using a lot bulkier Xerneases. Actually, this is one of the few years that I've actually went a more aggressive Xerneas. Normally, I don't think you need to put any points in special attack, and you want to max out those defenses so you can get like a value Geomancy. But I think with this format, you need to be just a little bit more aggressive with it. This 156 here, it's actually just there to help us outspeed Regieleki. So Regieleki is a big problem, and if we can get our Geomancy up, this Xerneas at +2 with 156 points in speed, we'll be able to outspeed Regielekis, even if they're full speed Timids. And that's pretty much what this calc is for. We wanted full special attack, and that means we had 100 extra points to put literally wherever we wanted, and that goes into the HP stat, which is already pretty significant on Xerneas, and makes it so it's just a really bulky Maximon. You saw just how much bulk we had in the very first game today, and that's highly in part due to this 100 points that we had in HP, making it so when we were in that max mode, we were super bulky. So whenever you're really looking to build EV spreads, the first thing you want to do is you want to set like a threshold. Do I want to outspeed Regielekis, Dragapults, base 100s, base 110s? Make sure you can outspeed those Pokemon with correct modifiers, like, a +2 from a Geomancy, or a +2 from like a Tailwind, or maybe a +1 from an Airstream or a Choice Scarf. Make sure you can outspeed the things you want to outspeed. Max out your biggest offensive or defense stat you ever want to, and then you have a bunch of extra points, and it's usually safer to put those into bulk. Easiest way to do that is to put those in HP, which is what we did in Xerneas. The next Pokemon, though, is going to be super simple. I know this could definitely be optimized, but I think this Glade set's really cool. It actually says it's a Lumberry. It's supposed to be Adrenaline Orb, because Adrenaline Orb's busted. I actually think Adrenaline Orb's really good in this Glade set, because it makes it so we get an even faster Quick Guard. Guys, Quick Guard's really, really good, but you need to have a higher speed stat than the thing using Fake Out to make it work. So that's why I decided to just go full speed on this guy. I wanted this guy to be as fast as possible. 80 is a super popular speed stat. We have Venusaur at base 80. We have Togekiss at base 80. Mamoswine at base 80. Gyarados is 81. Dragonite's 80. So there's a bunch of things hanging around 80. So at the very least, I want to not auto-lose to those. I want to have as much attack as possible for when I actually do go for beat-up strats. Last 4 are left over to go right there. But I really think the Quick Guard, Wide Guard's really good. I think there's a lot of people running both those horses right now, the Shadow Rider and the Ice Rider. There's a bunch of Kyogres, a bunch of Groudons, bunch of Xerneases. A lot of them going for AoE attacks. I think Wide Guard, as you saw in the first game, is so good. You can spam this move, and it makes it so it protects it and its allies from any multi-target moves like AoE attacks, and it's super, super good. Guys, remember, Glade has the Justified ability, so its attack is going to get a +1 every single time it gets hit by a Dark attack, which you're going to know our Sneasel uses Beat Up later on. So that's what's really cool about this team. I think a lot of people would default using like Terrakion. Cobalion would also really, really good here, or something like a Virizion or like an Arcanine. But I think the Gallade actually makes it so it falls in line with that Psycore, because again, we can totally just like Dynamax the Gallade, go for like Max Mindstorms to reapply our Psychic Terrain to help out our Alakazam. And then again, it's one of the only two that gets the Quick Guard and the Wide Guard. The Sword of Justices get Quick Guard, but Gallade's the only one that gets Quick Guard and Wide Guard while also having Justified. So that makes it super good in my opinion. And again, also, if you ever proc my Adrenaline Orb, Sneasel still outspeeds the Gallade even with an Adrenaline Orb proc. So and then if they lead like Incineroar and let's say like literally anything else like Landorus and something, our Sneasel's going to be able to outspeed, our Gallade's still going to be able to outspeed, and then because we're getting +3 off our, +4 off our beat up, the fact that we're still at like +3 is going to be absolutely amazing. So I really do like the Adrenaline Orb here. But up next is going to be the Coalossal, and you saw our Coalossal was super bulky, a lot bulkier than most people give it credit for. And this EV spread, we've used it actually before. It's 44 points, and it outspeeds, I'm pretty sure this thing outspeeds, it actually outspeeds a lot of stuff. I'm actually pretty sure it outspeeds Lecky at like +6. It might just be outspeeding Shadow Rider though. Let's actually think about it. So let me open up. All right, so we have Coalossal here. We've opened up the damage calculator, and we got Coalossal. Let's just go for a blank set. Be sure to set that at level 50. And then the thing we're trying to outspeed is the Shadow Rider. So we got Calyrex right here. So Calyrex Shadow Rider. Be sure to pet that at a blank set as well. Be sure to set that at 50. And then the way we're going to do that is we're just going to put our 44 points right there. And we're going to put +6, which is what you get after you get a Steam Surge boost. And you can see our speed stat goes to 224, which is, you know, pretty significant. 224 is pretty good. And if we're going to go to the Calyrex here, we have 252. A lot of them run Timid. Where's the Timid? Right there. So it only goes to 222. I don't know if you guys can even see that. You guys can't even see it. Let's make it so you can see it. Can we see that at all? Yeah. So 222. So you can see that we actually outspeed the Calyrex Shadow Rider if we're already set, and the fact that we're using a Scarf Sneasel means we already outspeed the Calyrex with the Sneasel as well. So you don't actually need a ton of points in Coalossal after a Steam Surge boost to like outspeed these things. So that's one of the reasons why you know, our set works so well. We're afforded so much more luxury putting points in HP, and you know, we still have that max special attack. So again, like I was talking about, max out your offensive stat, find out just how much speed you actually need to outspeed the things you want to outspeed, because this outspeeds everything base 150 or less. This is outspeeding Cocos, this is outspeeding Dragapult, outspeeding, I think Mosa might still outspeed, but I don't think so. Let's find out. Pheromosa, because Pheromosa is 151, right? So Pheromosa. It's just this easy to build spreads your size. It's just this easy to build spreads yourself. Be sure to set it at 252. And then we'll just make it Jolly, just in case they're speed nature Pheromosa. And look, we outspeed Pheromosa by 1 point. It's almost like I made this spread back when they released Mosa, and this is what it was for, because it was. But you see what I mean? It's just that simple, and you know, it's a pretty good EV spread, and it works really well. Up next is going to be Sneasel. So Sneasel is actually a really cool set. It's a Choice Scarf set on Sneasel. Remember, Sneasel does get the Inner Focus ability, so it's going to be immune to flinching and Intimidate, so it makes it super, super good in enabling multiple Pokemon. So first of all, we have Surf. which can enable our Coalossal's Steam Engine, which will give it a +6 speed and proc its weakness policy. And we also have access to Beat Up. For all of your healthy allies, remember, if they're like burned or poisoned or something, and they don't actually count for Beat Up, but you're pretty much going to be hitting your own teammate 4 times, which is going to be the Gallade, and it's going to give it a +4 boost to attack. And it makes it so if you Dynamax Gallade that turn, you can pretty much just one-shot any of their Pokemon, and it's just super, super good, and I do like it a lot. And then, the next turn after that, you usually just, like, switch out into your Indeedee, max guard with your Gallade, and then you have, like, Follow Me protection on your, like, +4 maximum for a couple turns, and it's really good. We also have Fake Out, just in case we need it, even though we're on a Scarfmon. Sometimes leading, like, Xern Sneasel, I'm just going for the Fake Out, getting your Geomancy up. Sometimes just getting your Geomancy up is enough to win the game. After that, again, just, protect or do whatever you want with your Xern, hard switch in the Indeedee, start going for Follow Me's, and you have the game won. Last but not least, we have Triple Axel. Remember, we can't be intimidated, and we actually do like a lot of damage with this Triple Axel. Again, we're going to go back to the damage calculator, and we're going to go for Sneasel here. So let's look at Sneasel. Just go for a blank set, and just let's look at Landorus first of all. So let's look at Landorus. Let's look at like a blank set for Landorus as well. So make sure to set them both to 50. We have full attack investment on this Sneasel. So we have that. We're going to make our move Triple Axel. And guys, be sure to leave a comment letting me know if you actually like learning more about like calculating on these EV training stuff. It's actually super important, and I'm trying to do my best to like, bring you guys with me on this journey to learn a lot more about Pokemon. So we can see Triple Axel, it does a lot. Triple Axel from Sneasel, again, we can't get intimidated. And that's pretty much what it's going to do. So it's going to do like that much to like a random Lando. You guys can kind of see that right there. 228%, which means even if they were max Lando, they'd still be getting taken out. Like 252 attacks, Sneasel, Triple Axel, if we hit all 3, because it does increasing damage every single time. It will actually just one-shot a Lando. The Intimidate can't save it. They could go like super bulky on this Lando, but they still usually die. 94 to 113, which means he's still probably going to go down. So even if it's like a vested Lando, like a bulky one, it's usually going to go down there. And so that's like really good. That's like super, super good. Let's look at like Galarian Moltres, for example. Let's look at another one. So like Moltres, Galar. Let's look at here. So like every once in a while you see like these Moltres, Galar sets pop up that want to go for like Nasty Pot on the first turn. And after you set this level 50, like you can see that does like a lot of damage. Like 56 to 62 if they're an aggressive one. And then if they Dynamax next turn, oh, that is the Dynamax one. Just kidding. It KOs the regular one if they want to go for the Nasty Plot. That's busted. That's so good. And even if they want to go like full HP investment, full special attack investment, like you're still getting the big KO with Triple Axel. So it makes it so this Scarf Weavile is like, sorry, Sneasel is a lot better than it looks because you can't fake out it, you can't intimidate it, it always gets to do what it wants, and it's going to be just like super, super good. So the next Pokemon we're going to be looking at is the Indeedee spread. We used Indeedee just a little bit before. It's going to be Protect, Expanding Force, Heal, Pulse, Expanding Force. We have the Psychic Surge, which means we're going to be able to enable our Expanding Forces to, hit for that big damage, but also make it so there's Psychic Terrain on the board, so, they can't get Fake Outed, which is really, really good for being a partner for Xerneas. I like the Heal Pulse when we're pairing up with like Xerneas and Coalossal. I think those go really well together. Normally, you'd want to put like Dazzling Gleam here to help deal with Urshifu, but because we have Xerneas, because we have Alakazam who has Dazzling Gleam, we don't really need access to that move in this exact situation as far as the luxury here. I think that Protect is really good, and our set right here, I think it's just a pretty good set. We're heavy into defense investment because we have these Psychic Seeds, which upon sending Indeedee out and getting the Psychic Terrain boost, it makes it so it gives us a +1 Sped F boost. So we actually have like a well-rounded Pokemon that can usually tank 1 or 2 attacks, and that's all you ever really need when you're setting up your Geomancy or like buying time for a Pokemon to switch in or do something. That's all you really need, and that's all Indeedee really is good for, and you know what? That's a perfect role in this team. And so last but not least, another 2v2 squad is the Imprisoned Trick Room Alakazam, and I think the most important thing about this Alakazam is that it has Inner Focus, which means we don't actually need the Indeedee if we need to imprison the Trick Room. So like let's say, I think I showed off one of these games where I led like Xerneas Alakazam, and I think they went like Hatterene and something, and I was just able to go for the raw Imprison, and even if they wanted to lead like Hatterene and a Fake Out user, I wouldn't have had to switch out my Xern for Indeedee to make it so my Alakazam could still imprison the Trick Room without getting Fake Out because we have Inner Focus on our Alakazam too. So we're not afraid of flinching. And I actually just realized something. He went for the last game, the guy went for Dark Pulse with the Hydreigon. And I was like, oh no, I hope I don't get flinched. But I forgot, as Inner Focused, I can't get flinched. So that's like super, super good. I love this Alakazam set. We still have access to D-Gleam, which means this guy is a great check to Urshifu. Even if they have Sucker Punch, good thing we got that Focus Sash back here, as well as Psychic Terrains to bail us out. Alakazam deals a ton of damage, and I always think it's an amazing Pokemon to use when a format like first gets made. You saw we're using it a ton right now, and we used it a ton when like the Crown Tundra was released. We used it back when the Isle of Armor came out. I think Alakazam hits super, super hard. Expanding Force is a great damaging AoE move attack for it, and it has such massive speed and special attack that it's like a no-brainer that it works in this team. So that's pretty much all I have to show you guys. Again, you guys can check out the rental code. Where is that? There you go. You guys can check out the rental code. And guys, please let me know in the comments section if you liked this EV spread breakdown. Again, the number one thing is make sure that you're outspeeding the targets that you want to outspeed. I think important things to outspeed are if you can outspeed Regielekis, go for outspeeding Regielekis. If you can outspeed the Ghost Horse combo thing, outspeed that. I think the last thing I forgot to mention was that the Sneasel's EV spread, if we go back here, the Sneasel set's like super crazy. So we have 140 here. Let's actually just look at it because I forgot. Like we got really ahead of ourselves when talking about Sneasel here. And I'm really happy about this EV spread. And so we're Jolly first of all. So let's look at Jolly. So like 168. So you can see because we got +1 because we're Choice Scarf, we outspeed pretty much. We outspeed most Lucky sets. We don't outspeed every single one because like Lucky doesn't really do that much damage to yeah, so like a super Lucky will like outspeed us, but like one that's like bulkier won't outspeed. But what I really like about this set is that like it outspeeds Ghost Horse, for example, but it also outspeeds like base 100s. So like a Charizard, for example. And a Charizard's a Pokemon you really want to outspeed with like your Coalossal set. Outspeed base 100s that are at +1, right? That was it. So yeah, that's that Chandelier. It's supposed to be Charizard. Yeah, we outspeed base 100s at +1, and I think that's pretty important. So 252. Timid, you see 167, and so even if they get a +1, so even if like they're already ahead, even if our opponents are like already ahead, we're able to come in with this Sneasel set and still outspeed it. So it makes it so like if I know they're gonna get an Airstream up, like let's say I lead with something and I need to like switch in my Coal, I switch in the Coal, I take an Airstream, I take like 20-30%, and then I'm able to get my Sneasel on the board and another teammate that got KO'd, but like they have Airstreams up on their Pokemon, like I'll still be able to enable my Coalossal to sweep because my Sneasel's Surf will still go before that Zard's next turn, and then I'll be able to enable my Coal from there. And so it's like that level of like EV training. It's not even just outspeeding like base Pokemon like Regieleki or Calyrex. It's like outspeeding specific Pokemon that can be problematic while they're already ahead. Like being able to, you know, come back in games you've already lost. That stuff's super important. But, you know, like I've talked about, I've dialed on long enough. I want to say thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more EV spread breakdowns like this, or if you would rather just have like another battle on the spot. I'm doing my best to make as many rental codes and make as many amazing videos for you guys as possible. And, you know, if you guys have watched this far and haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it. I'm not one of those guys that's going to say, smash that like button and, you know, click the subscribe notification bell, whatever. But, you know, I would appreciate it if you have watched this far and, you know, stuck around long enough to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.